Okay, so we've come to that point where we would be looking into real data, case studies, and all. Um, like was mentioned, one very critical for one who analyzes data in any field, any discipline, and all should be to look at a data set and make sense out of it. Okay, and the scope of our studies is using spreadsheets, Excel and Google Sheets, primarily Microsoft Excel. Okay, and today, I mean, there were the feedbacks where people were somewhat unclear about what we've been doing so far, unclear about what we've been doing so far, pivot tables to be precise and all. While I guess I may have been too hardy in the last class. I don't think so, but then yeah, feedback opted for a refresher. So that's what we're gonna do. So for those who are just joining or who didn't hear, we'll be working with the data sets we shared across last in our last class. All right. So in that data set, there were two worksheets in the workbook, sales data one and sales data two. So today we will be looking at these two data sets, right? And the aim is let's see as much insights as we can get from these data sets, right? So we've been using data sets and the data sales data one, the data set, for quite a while now, right? And if you've been in the class, you would probably be as bored of the data as I am. Yeah, but um, I also know some people are joining after a while. So I'll touch on this and would also touch on the second data set. This is hands-on, so while you watch, you also practice, and hopefully day 11 is going to be fun. Feel free to ask questions and um, let's make this work. The end goal is that we understand it. We leave here confident, um, foundational knowledge of how to use the Excel tool. And as we proceed to further learn, yeah, it will aid understanding. Okay, so data set one, the scope of our studies, pivot tables, and charts, and slicers. Basically, we're looking into data visualization and summarize. Does anyone like summarization? Summarizing data. Okay. Yeah. So let's get on. I hope we all have the data set we're working with. Okay. So sales data one. This is our friendly data set. Now, when you have a data set, you want to skim through it and see what it gives you, what information is there, right? And if we look through this data set, we see the region. There's a column for the region. There's a column for country, item type, sales and all. Order priority, order date, order ID, ship date, unit sold, unit price, unit cost, total revenue, total cost, total profits. Okay, so an overview. This is the sales data for a particular company, which looks multinational because I mean, it's sold, the items are sold across different regions of the world, different countries, and from the item type, we could see the products that are sold: baby food, cereal, office appliances, fruits, um, supplies, household, vegetables, personal care, clothes, and the rest, right? Now, under the sales channel, we see that there are sales made online and sales made offline, online, right? Okay, now order priority. Um, there are different categories. I think there are up to four categories. Category H, C, L, M. Um, yeah, so whatever this would mean, would be known to the company, but we could just get insights as blind as possible. The order dates gives insights to when the order was created, and yeah, the order was created, order ID, and the ship date the order was shipped. All right. And inside from this order date and shipping date, if you shop online, um eh, and then you get to track your orders. You could place an order today and it's shipped in 3 days or so. Could also order from AliExpress, Amazon, and all that. All right. Okay, Jumia Konga. So a good insight could be, oh, what is the difference between the order date and the shipment date? From this, you could even get the average order to ship days. So the number of days it takes from order creation to shipping date, on an average. You could categorize it by the region. Okay, no, that may not make sense. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, different insights. Good. And the unit sold here would give us the number of items sold. If we look here, we see this country to value the item type baby food, order dates, units sold. So baby foods sold, so 9,925 units of baby foods sold into value through the offline channel on the 5th, on the 28th of the month, that is the 5th, that should be May, right? And it was shipped on the 27th of the next month, June. That's a whole lot of time. Why did it take so long? That could give some good digging in to do. Yeah. So we have the unit price. The unit price is like how much per piece, right? Unit cost is, because this is the whole company data, how much did we buy it? So it costs, 1 unit of these items costs 159, and then we're selling at 255, right? Now the total revenue is going to be the unit price times the unit price times the unit sold, right? And unit price times unit sold, yeah. Total cost will be unit sold times the unit cost, right? So the cost price, selling price, basically. Now the profit will be the difference between the total revenue and the total cost. So how much did we buy it? How much did we sell it? Right. So this is the profit. And now this is me going through this data to just understand it better. Now in getting deeper insights, we may want to see performance by the region, by country, maybe the top sellers, the item types, the products that sold the most. A good view would be in different regions or different countries or regions, maybe what products are selling the most, what sales channel generated more revenue, right? The other priority that gave um, what do you call it? The highest sales. Maybe H stands for high priority, C for I don't know, L low priority, medium priority. No idea. Perhaps I'll do some check if this is a generic um, priority level generally for greater insight. So, like has also been said, one thing that is very important for an analyst is business domain knowledge. So the fact that you are good with Excel and or with Power BI or Tableau or whatsoever tool there um, is one thing, but it is not enough. You need to understand the business domain that you are dealing with, right? Sales is quite an is some of the most frequent and I would say nearly the most relatable domain that one can interact with because we buy and sell every day. And then with in business studies, then besides those that are in business domain or background, I mean, we were taught, I mean, economic supply, demand, and all those business studies, cost, profit and loss, and everything, right? So that's that's me trying to understand this data set. Now let's look at sales data two, the second data set before we go into it. Yeah. So looking at this data set, um, there is the first column. The first column is order number. Order number. Okay, so this could tell me that these are orders. Order number, then quantity ordered next. Let me bold in this. Oops. This is a lot of data. The more the merrier. Okay. Order number, order quantity ordered. Consider here. Price each. This is probably their way of saying the cost. Yeah, I guess this is the unit cost. Price each. That's price for one. Then order line number. Okay, I don't know what this is. Um, okay, sales. So this could be, I mean, this is the sales. That means this is the total amount. So you could want to verify this. I'll just insert a colon here just to try it out. So this is the price each, and this is the quantity ordered. Now, to get this sales, that means it's going to be the quantity ordered times the units price each 2871. So it aligns with this. If I drag this down, same thing. So that could tell that this is the sales. So for quantity ordered 30 with price of each 95, this times this will give you the sales. Okay, then we have the order date here. We have the status, the different status. Let's put a filter and see what that could be. So we have cancelled, disputed, in process, on hold, resolved, shipped. Okay, it's beautiful data. Okay, so we have quarter ID. I'm sure this would be 4 quarters. So that could tell us the 4 quarters of the year. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, right? Then we have the month ID, and we should be up to 1 to 12, right? Okay, cool. So these are the month numbers: 2 February, 5 May, 7 August, I guess, or July, yeah. The year ID is the year. So this record for 2013, 2014, and 2015 sales. Product line are the different products that were ordered, that were sold. All right. Then we have MSRP. I don't know what that is. Perhaps someone in business sales line could tell me. I would love to know. Then we have the product code. For those in sales, I mean, sometimes we have these SKUs, we have these particular products having the same codes, right? So if you look at motorcycles here, they are all S10, blah, blah, blah. If you go to classic cars, same product code. So different unique product codes for different products. We have the customer name. Yeah. They have their phone numbers, address line 1, address line 2. We have the city, the state, postal code, country, territory. Okay. Contact, contact last name. Okay. And contact first name, typical. And then we have lastly the deal size. And this is quite a lot of fields. And let's see how many rows are in this data set. 2,824 rows. Okay, or why the first one was 101 rows. So you see, we are progressing. So on our data set, so from this data, just looking at it, if we look deeply, we could see that we could have views like products, sales made from the different products, motorcycles, classic cars, and the rest of them. We could see, look at the customer names and see what they what the customers bought. We could see, we could check their sales, the sales they got. We could see the difference, the status of what they got, right? We could see the countries these purchases were made from. We have a column for country. Country. Could see how many orders, so we could tell, oh, where are we getting our highest number of orders from? Where are we getting our highest revenue from, right? What products are selling most in which countries or states, cities? We can narrow this information down to that, right? There's a category here for the deal size. We could categorize based on the revenue. So we see deal size, and then we could tell, oh, what makes how are these categorized? Is it based on the number of items, based on the sales value that these people are categorized under the different sizes? Yeah. So from the sales, we could filter down on the status. On the status, we would see that we have some cancelled, disputed, in progress, on hold, and all that. So we could know, we would tell, oh, okay. So if products are cancelled, we shouldn't count it as part of our sales, right? Because the sales were cancelled and others. So we just look at the different categories. We could check total revenue per year. We have a column for year, right? Then the quarter revenue per quarter, sales per quarter, or whatever, everything. So we've just gone through this data set, and that's how it works. I wish I had more data sets here. I do, but I can't just start adding up right now. Let's do it one step at a time. Maybe next class we'll just look at more data sets. So the whole idea, you look at a data set critically and try to get insights from it. Any questions so far?
No question.
Okay, so okay, so now let's dig in and see how we can get this data sets, summarize this data and make sense out of it. So we start with our data set one, sales data set one, right? For those who do not have this data, check your email. It's there. For the purpose of reference, I would just post it on the group. If someone is requesting for the meeting link on the WhatsApp platform, Kenny, can you help? Yeah, thank you.
Come again.
Yeah, okay, 1 second. So I've just posted on the WhatsApp platform the data set for today, same as last week anyway. If you have it, no need to like get over it, get it again and whatnot. So let's start. I mean, so data set one, we'll be using pivot tables. Like was said, you just click on any part of the table, anywhere in the table I'm doing, and go to the insert tab after the home tab on your screen. And the first option you should see is pivot table. Click on it and just click OK here. All right, you don't need to change anything. It's going to pick all your table, a new worksheet, yes, and just click OK. A new worksheet is created for you, and yes, you could call this pivot sales one. I'll just move it here. Probably just change the color to show that it's, yeah. Okay, pivot sales one. At the right corner of your pivot, at the right corner of your sheets, the new sheets, you would see um, you see a box that happens to have all the fields, all the items on your, what do you call it, on your data sets, all the columns, region, country, item type, and all that. If you check here, region, country, item type. So all the table, all the information comes in here. Pivot tables summarize your data for you. Oh, so as tradition, we have a region come in here. We have total revenue. Oh, sorry, forgive me for being too fast. I understand some people just need a recap. So here we have, at the lower part, we have filter, columns, rows, values. Yeah, we know our columns are vertical, our rows are horizontal, and all that. So we move our region to the row, and it gives us filter literally gives us just the single, just like we're using remove duplicates or unique, gives us the unique values of unique entries of our regions. And total revenue, we get that here. If I come here and I right click and I go to number formats, I could go to currency, number of decimal places, two, symbol, this, and okay. So this helps change symbols. Of course, you could also use highlight everything, go to currency, and select. Yeah. Okay, I'll call this region. So next I'll come here, right click, sort from largest to lowest. And this simply tells me the total revenue from each region. Okay. If I want a view of the countries under this each of the regions, I'll just drag the countries under the region. And here we see the revenues per countries under the regions. Okay, if we want to like go region by region, I can move this region to filter. And in the filter, I will come here and select for only Sub-Saharan Africa. Let's try that. Okay.
Uh, Good evening.
Yes. Hi, Solomon.
My own sort is not highlighted. That's when I want to sort out the sum of the revenue. It's not highlighted. I don't know what might be the cause.
When you want to sort out, come again, please.
When I want to sort out, that's largest to lowest on the sum
Okay.
of total revenue.
Yeah.
It's not giving the option to select it. It's not highlighted. It's
Are you
blank out.
are you are you highlighting everything before you right click? Please give me unmute so that I'll just do just interact. I'm just
Yes, yes,
no no no.
yes.
Okay okay. So do not highlight. Do not highlight. Just click on any cell there and right click. If you highlight, it wouldn't show you anything. Sort.
All right, just click on the cell and right click, right?
Yeah, just click on one cell and right click. Let's wait.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So I move the region to the filter and it comes up here. What I do is that I just select Sub-Saharan Africa and OK. Here it lists all the countries in just sub-Saharan Africa. I come here, right click, sort from largest to lowest, and it shows me the revenue per country in sub-Saharan Africa. So I'll do the same for Europe. Select Europe, okay, and okay, this should be country. And yeah, we see the revenue. Okay. So if you want to select multiple regions, you could come select multiple items, click on it, and you could select as much as possible. Okay. So this is selecting all the regions. If I want to, yeah, and so on. So that gives you an insight. So I've taken away the country. Just as a refresher, if you want to take away the country, just go to it and drag it out, or you click on it and go to remove, click on remove field. It goes away. Okay, so from here we could see the performance per region. Now I want to see the top 10 countries with highest revenue. I'd highlight this just to copy it. Control copy, Control C rather, Control V, or you could literally highlight, right click, copy, and paste. Now I want to see countries, total revenues per country. I'll take away region from here and I'll put country. Our total revenue is still here. Okay. So this gives us, let's rename this to country. This gives us the list of all the countries. And I mean, this is too much information, right? So what we're going to do is look at the top 10 countries and maybe the bottom 10 countries, right? So we're just going to put a filter. Here's how. So on this column where you have the country, you right click on it. It's not highlight, just right click and go to filter. Now there are different options in the filter. So we'll just go to top 10. Click on it. When you click on top 10, different options, I mean a box comes up where you select, okay, show top 10. So here there is top and then there's bottom. When we want to take for the bottom, we'll go for bottom 10, but then want to take top 10, you could change the number, you could go for top 20, top 5, right? But here we just want to take the top 10. Sorry, rather, yeah, top 10 countries, items, yeah, by total revenue. Yeah. So, okay. I click on OK, and these are the top 10 countries and the revenues they generated. Okay, so I'll just copy this again and go to the side and Control V. Now I'll call this top 10 countries. Oh no, I'll just call this country. I'll just leave it there that way. And maybe at the top here, I can merge and center. Yeah, so let's merge and center. So it joins the two groups on there. So I'll just call this top 10 countries. If I merge and center this. Okay, maybe I just do that for this other one. Merge and center. This is revenue by region. I mean, so these are like good names for your charts when we get there, so that it gives your viewers, it gives your yeah your bosses or your stakeholders, whoever you're doing you work for, to a quick grasp on what they are looking at, not just showing them charts or tables, right? So bottom 10 countries. So let's get the bottom 10 countries. So here, same as we did for the top 10, we come here and right click, go to our filters, and you see clear filter for country. Yeah, we click on clear filter, or we could literally just go to filters, filter, top 10, and we change it to bottom 10. Click on OK. So here it gives us the bottom 10 countries. So we have our top 10 countries here and our bottom 10 countries here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I would copy. So you can literally copy any pivot that's already created and just twist it around to whatever you want to make it be when you copy and paste. So I've just copied the first one. Again, the revenue by region. So now I want to see the revenue from the item types. Okay. So I take away region from here and I put item type. So here we see, oh yeah, I need to change this to item type. I've changed the top, imagine center to revenue by item type. Okay, so same. I sort from the largest to the smallest. And from here we see cosmetics gave the highest revenue, office supplies, household appliances, and on and on. Okay, so next let's copy this again and let's see revenue by sales channel. So how much did we make from offline sales? How much did we make from online sales? or I take away the item type and I put sales channel. Just merge and center and revenue. And here we have it. Okay. What else? Order priority. Let's see revenue by order priority. I just copy the existing pivot, change from sales to, I mean, from the item type to order sales channel, order priority, and I've changed it to start from largest to smallest. Okay, and there we have it. Oh, there is also the order date. Yes, so let's see total revenue based on the years they were sold. So control copy and control V. So I'm trying to dissect every possible outcome as much as possible on its single, then we cluster them. Order priority, I'll go for order dates, right? Yeah, so the beautiful thing is that here we have order dates, we have them listed in the single date, the actual date of the order creation, but in pivots, there is a cluster by year. So we have options year, quarter, order date, so you could literally filter it, right? So if you notice there's a plus here, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. You could further dissect to the months, and pivot table does a whole lot of stuff. But then just so it doesn't get all bulky, let's want to see. I just call this year. Okay, order year. And okay, so merge and center. I'd call this revenue by.
Good evening.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this last one you did, order dates.
Okay, yeah.
Why is showing me values in terms of dollars?
Okay. Um, no, I don't understand. Your order dates is showing you values in terms of dollars.
Yes,
That's
order dates. It's showing value in terms of dollars.
so. Where did you put your order dates? Did you put it in the row column or in the which of
Yes.
the row column and it's showing in
The,
terms of dollars?
yes, on the row column. It's
Okay,
showing terms.
just highlight it. Okay, let me try something.
Okay.
Just highlight it and
Wow.
sorry, just 1 second. Yeah, highlight it and change it to general. That's under the home, the number section of the home. All right, you see
So,
general. Just highlight it and change it
so
to general.
okay.
Okay.
I'm, I'm doing that.
Okay.
Ah, all right. Thank you.
Has it worked?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, image center. So this is revenue. We call this revenue per year. Okay, so here we see, okay, we could now sort this from the largest to the smallest, yeah, let's just smallest. I don't know why this is so big. Okay, and here we see that the highest revenue was in 2012, 2013, 20. As a matter of fact, let's sort it from here. Yeah, so we actually see the trends to 2010, 2011, 2017. So if we come here and highlight the total revenue, maybe let's put a conditional formatting to see the trends, maybe color scale. This could tell us that the highest revenue was in 2012, right? And then we could see that the latest year, it said this was 2017 data. 2017, the sales was comparatively poor. Okay, so let's see the percentage variation, or rather percentage revenue that each of the years added up to this grand total. Now we have our values, we have total revenue in our values. The same total revenue from here, if we take it, drag it, and bring it to our total revenue again, to the values section, you see here there's a repeat of total revenue, right? And if we click on, so I want to see the percentage contribution, right, to the grand total, like how many percent of each of the revenues for each year adds up to the grand total. So I come to this and right click. I'm not highlighting, I just click on any of the cells in the total revenue too. Right click and go to show value as, and I just do percentage of grand total. So this gives me the value in percentage. I'll change this to percentage revenue. Stop tap. So I want this in single percentage and highlights and other no decimal points in whole number. And there we go. Say I want this percentage here, this conditional formatting here, I can remove the conditional formatting here. I highlight where we have the conditional formatting. Go to this and clear rules for selected cells. But then I want it here, so I just highlight the percentage and put this. I think this is better. So we could see that 2012 contributed the highest, 23% to the total revenue, while that was the top. While in 2021 we had the least sales, $11.1 million, 8%. And for the last year, 2017, there was a 10% contribution. Yes, 10% decline. Another thing we could see, I don't know, for us working in in sales already, we would be familiar with what we call, I mean, when you're comparing two parameters, maybe month on month, quarter on quarter, year on year, YOY, MOM, yeah, DOD, and all that. So it's basically comparing the previous year with the current year to know the difference in variation. So I try that. I want to see the difference in the revenue variation. I'm just going to drag the total revenue again and put beside this. Right out. Call this usually called YOY. This for dealing with years, right? Year on year. So what I'll do, so there is a function, I mean, there is easy way to summarize this in Excel, in pivot tables. And I think it's show value as percentage difference from. Yes, Femi.
Sorry, please, which of the regions are you using for this order date and sum of total revenue? Which of the regions?
Every region, there is no specific region. You see, there's no filter here. There's no filter. If you look at the fields, the pivot table fields, there's no filter, just every region. So if you, yes, Solomon.
Sorry, please, you still need to come again on this particular revenue by here. Now, on your previous pivot charts, the role, how are you able to filter the year, the quarter, and the other dates? Because I've checked the data sheet, that's the data set you give. I couldn't figure out how
Sorry.
this was created.
Yeah,
But
but do you?
year,
Okay.
quarter, and other dates.
Okay, thank you. Do you have on your sheet, just to find out, do you have year, quarter, and other dates on your sheets?
No.
No. Okay, what are you seeing there?
What I'm having is it on the main data sheet or on
No,
the
no, no.
pivot
On the
table
pivot table field, on that row,
region? What I'm only having is other dates.
other dates.
Other,
Okay, okay,
yes.
okay. So just to quickly answer your question, I didn't I didn't do anything. I mean, I literally put in the other dates here, and it splits. You see, pivot tables are intelligent, so they figure out that it is right. They figure out that
Oh,
it is a date, so they categorize it into years. But y- if you come to if you come to this column where you have the other dates, there is something called
okay.
grouping. Yeah, you see group
Grouping.
and non-group, right? So if you go to
Yes,
group,
yes.
you see the categorizing. So you could group everything, right? You could select what you want to group.
Okay.
You could try it out. So here I just it automatically select then month, quarter, year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I want days to be part of it, I could select days and okay, and it does the whole, you see,
All
filtering.
right.
I could come
All right.
back
Thank you.
and okay. So I don't want days. I'd just take the
Thank
months and the years. Yeah, so you could try that out. And yeah. So if you have your data split like this, there is right clicking, there is an option, expand, collapse, and all. I'm just gonna go to collapse entire field. So it gives me only the years. Whenever you see a plus, it means that it can be expanded further. Okay. So Yinka wants me to come again with the percentage revenue. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. I'll take it off just to recap. So I'm sure we are good up to order dates and the total revenue, right? Order dates in the row and sum of total revenue in the column. Now, I'm going to move from the list at the top, total revenue, to the values again. Sorry, not, yeah, to the values. And so we have two total revenues on our sheet, right? Now, I click on the total revenue tool, right click, and go to show value as. That's the option, show value as. Then you see percent of grand total, and click on it. So it just gives it to me in percentage. Right. So basically, what we're doing is what percent of this revenue is, sorry, what percentage of the grand total is this revenue? And it does that for each of the fields, right? And these are in two decimal places. I want it in one decimal place. I highlight everything, go to the top here, number section under home, and minus minus takes it away. Centralize this, and then I could change the name of this to percentage revenue. Okay, double tap in here just to align. Now I want to add my conditional formatting, so I'll just highlight from 2010 to 2017 and go to conditional formatting and just use the color scale. And I get some insights. Yinka, I hope you got this. Please, any other questions before we go on? Okay, so I have a task for everybody now, and I would want the answers on the group. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll just. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm sure we've been following with this, with all these. So for total revenue by region, one. Revenue by item type, two. Revenue by sales channel, and revenue by order priority. I want to know the percentage contribution for the highest revenue for each of them. That means the the region with the highest revenue, the region with the highest revenue in fact, I want the percentage contribution for the region in the largest, sorry, highest revenue and lowest revenue for revenue by region, revenue by item type, highest revenue, lowest revenue, percentage revenue of each of them, offline and online, percentage of both of them, for the order priority, highest and the lowest, percentage contribution. So that's percentage revenue. So this is basically what I'm asking for. So I just give 2 minutes. 2 minutes is too much. 1 minute to do that. I mean, it's just add a colon, right? Add a field to your data and summarize by percentage of grand total. So do that, give it to me. The time starts now. wish I had a virtual countdown timer. Yeah. So you could post your answers on the comment section. As you get it, you could just post the answers. You don't need to like finish everything. Page region, highest 29, lowest 4%. Thank you, Benga. Okay, so who is giving me for sales channel? Who is giving me for items type, order priority? Let's have them come in. Perhaps once an answer comes in for any of them, I would just try it out. I'll just put it in so that we see. 29 and 4. Thank you, Benga. Great job. I think I did not ask for country. I don't know which one you're giving me country. I deliberately said region. But then good job, right? But I'm going to pass that. Well done. Okay, let's see. Um, Order priority. Okay, let's set a rule. So highest 35, lowest 14. Ha. So you got the 35, but then the 14, you may want to look at it again. The 18 rather, just check it out again. For you to get 18 on transit, that means you tried. I mean, 18 or 14. So sales channel, um, finger. Let's see. Eighteen. Oh yeah. Finger is on fire. That's nice. Well done. So what is left? Is that all? Item type. Nobody has given me for item type. Item type, please, somebody. Where is Koli? Where is Victor? Solomon. I mean, I want. Even Yinka is not even giving me answers. Wale is quiet. What's happening?
I'm on it too.
Okay, oh, okay. Sharp, 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 sharp. Okay, let's try it out. Benga, lowest is zero. Oh, I mean, lowest contribution, yeah, I get is zero, but so in situations where you have zero, when there's actually a value, maybe you want to put it in one one decimal place so that we see an actual value. If it says zero, that means there was zero sales. I added nothing. So please, can you give me in maybe one decimal place? That'll be nice. So yeah, I put total revenue again and right click, go to show values as percentage of grand total, and we see 0.2, 0.3 for the lowest, 0. So let's reduce this to, so yes, so 27 is the highest and 0 is the lowest, but then fruits actually contributed something. So personally, I do not feel comfortable in just putting 0 when there was actually, I mean, $466,000 may be insignificant to this company, but it's quite some money. So I'd just rather leave it in one decimal place than for this case. But you're correct, right? Oh yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Solomon. That's 0.34%. Yeah, just leave it at 0.3. Yeah. So I hope you've been also been able to put your conditional formatting. Yes. Okay, okay, okay. Great job, everybody. This is good. So I think we've been able to right now itemize, have the views of total revenue for from each of the fields like region, country, item, channel, sales channel, and all. So it gives some good insights as to what, I mean, it gives good insights to what the company did over this period of time. So let's try put some charts to it. Okay. So this is a pivot table. For the first one, our revenue by region. I would come, click on it, then go to pivot analyze at the top of the screen. Then to the right, you'll see pivot charts under tools. And you click on pivot charts and it gives you different options. All right, different options. Normally, when I have fields that come with percentages, like stuff like this, mostly percentages, I use a combo chart. Okay, so for this, a combo chart could be, when you click on the combo chart, it's just like mixing tiny two charts up. Now, the sum of the total revenue is a bar chart. Okay, I could work with that. And then the total revenue, a line graph. Yeah, most times percentages are better in line graphs. Okay, and secondary axis. So if you remember your graph in WAEC and math and everything, I mean, you have, in a graph, you have a primary axis and secondary axis. So vertical is the x-axis, right? And horizontal is the y. Am I making no, no, sorry. Vertical is the y-axis, horizontal is the x-axis, and mostly it's to the left and at the base, at the bottom, right? The line at the base. Now, the line at the right is the secondary axis. Oh, sorry, I'm speaking too much grammar. Let me just do it. So for the line chart, I just check the box with secondary axis and click on OK. And here is my chart. Okay, I want to take this off. Just click on this and hide all field buttons on charts. So it takes this stuff off. So at there's this plus button at the top right corner of your chart where you could just rearrange your data and to stuff. I want to move the legend to the top so it's not here. It's taking too much space here. So I go to legend and at the arrow I move it to the top. I think that makes more sense. Now I'm going to put a chart title so that the viewers can understand better and maybe call this, yeah, revenue by region. Okay. Now I want to actually see my values. So I'd go and put data label. So this is too busy. So I just maybe put data label for just the percentage contribution. Click on this and put data label. Maybe I take away the grid lines. Okay, let me try and see if the legend will be better at the bottom. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so there we go. This is my charts. Many people are better with charts than I am on this page. Rather, yeah, in attendance. So you could, I mean, try this out and bring out something better that would wow us all. And we want to reduce the weight of the thickness of this. Yeah. If you want to change your chart type, rather than just taking anything away, you could right click on the chart and go to chart type and find something else that suits you. Some chart types do not work with pivot tables. And on and on. Okay, so I just put this under here to show that this is the chart for this particular data set. And I hope we got how to do this. So we could see that, oh, see the trends and Sub-Saharan Africa 29% and blah, 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 blah. We have our data visualized and so on. So please try it out. To try out different options. Let's see what you come up with. Okay, so I need you to do same for the others. The countries do not require a combo because they're just single data points. For these other ones, you may want to use a combo. You could like try out different things. So any questions? Do we get how to work with a chart? Um, I'm going to try, I'm going to do a chart for this other one for the year, insert pivot. So most times, not necessarily. I mean, just try out anything. A line chart could work to show the trends. And we would not need title. So I don't even want the percentage. If you don't want the percentage revenue here, I don't want percentage revenue in this other one. I just want to see the trends. Um, I could just select data and remove Yeah, I mean, there should be. Okay, now it's not highlighting, but okay. Oh well. I just tried different data type. Yeah, by the way, I noticed that there were some like in the feedback that came in the last in the in how do I put it? In the feedback, in the assignment, the charts that came in the last time, we did not. Some people like had these complex charts and all. While it is nice to like have the charts nice, it's also important to, as much as possible, keep things simple. Okay, yeah, and also in getting your insights, you want to get in getting your feet, you want to get as much or rather, hold on, where is it? You want to get relevant insights only in your charts, right? You don't just want to put everything, so just the important things. Some data could have so much information, but you just want to put as much as possible. Okay, the relevant ones. Yeah, so please do better than me, really, because I know that my charts are just so terrible. They've been so terrible every time I come on the screen to have these sessions. So just ignore my chats and just do something nice for yourself and just get this done. Okay. So Yinka, sorry, I'm just saying this. Sorry for bothering you. Please, how do I remove a blank space again? Oh, you're not bothering me. Um, okay, to remove blank spaces, let's say this is your data point and you have a blank space. You see this filter option here. You click on it. It shows the list of all the items on your sheets, right? You'd here, it shows the items, so you'd also see a blank. Just uncheck the blank and it will go away. And click on OK, it will go away, right? So that's how you remove blanks in pivots. Try that, let's see if it works. Please, any questions? So you can literally get into the charts and try that out yourself um, later. Okay, decided to take this step by step. So let's look into data set two. I'll just move it here. Still data two. But before then, any questions? I want us to get into data set two today. Just have a look at it, then we'll come back to tie everything together. But I can take questions on this. We'll still come back to it, like, and see how we can add multiple data together to, I mean, we talked about in the in a region to see the top item selling, the least item selling. I know we did this before, like I said, we're recapping this, taking it slowly and just trying stuff out. Okay, so no questions. Let's look at data set two. So earlier we had gone through the data sets to see what we can get from it, different insights, product name, customers, and all that, and every. So let's put bring it to life. Yeah. Okay. So this is our data set 2. Now you click anywhere as in the previous and go to your inserts and then click on pivot table, select everything and new worksheet. All you just need to do is click on OK. It takes your data into a new spreadsheet, which we would call pivot underscore sales 2. And I just move it after the sales data and give it a different color. Okay. So what can we make out of this? Where do we start from? Let's start from maybe the product line. I mean, you could start from anywhere, really, but so product line. So I move product line to the rows and it gives a break of summary of all the items on sales. I'll call this product line. I mean, so for this 2,824 data sets, it has just been summarized into 7. So we could see these people selling 7 products. And we could see they are into automobiles and like vehicles generally. Classic cars, motorcycles, planes, wow. Ships, trains, trucks and buses, vintage cars. Interesting. And let us see the number of items that were sold from each of these and that were ordered for rather. So quantity ordered, I'd move quantity ordered to values. And here we see sum of quantity ordered. So if we go back to our sales data and we see quantity ordered, or see for this particular order number, 30, quantity was 30 and ordered, so it sums it all up for us, sum of quantity orders, sum of quantity ordered rather. And I'd usually like my data to be more organized, maybe with commas and all. So I just right click on one of them, go to number formats, go to number, decimal places, 0. Use separators, yes, that's the comma, and I click on OK. And there we have it. So 99,067 items were ordered in this data set. Now let's sort from largest to the smallest. That should be easy peasy for you right now. And we see that the highest orders were placed for classic cars, followed by vintage cars, motorcycles, and the list of them were by trains. Okay, so I copied this. Oh, in fact, in this same data, I want to see the sales gotten from the sales generated from these items. So I just move sales to the value row and I click. I want it in dollars, so I just change the number format to currency, dollars, and okay. There we have it. So from here we can see that the highest revenue, highest sales was from classic cars. Okay, so let's get another insight. I copy this and paste. If you notice, we've been using sum. I want us to use count for something. So I just take this out and see on the product line. I want us to know the number of orders that were placed. Okay, let me explain this now. This is an order number. This is an order number. So if we checked all the other numbers here, if we counted this, number of orders placed, number of orders actually are 2,823 orders. So this particular order with order number 1010 7 has 30 items in it. 10 12 1 34 items, right? So if we come here, we want to see the number of orders actually placed per these items. I'd just put the order number here. Here it's giving me sum of order numbers. But why is it's doing this? Because the other numbers are actually in figures, so it's imagining we are summing up all these. But no, that's not what we want. We want a count. We want it to count the number of entries, the number of orders, like number of rows and everything. So we change this from sum to count. How do we do that? We right click here and go to summarize by. We see sum, count, average, and all that. So we go to count. And this gives us a count of all the items.
Please come again on that particular count of order number.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Okay. So you need to understand this data set to understand that. Now, this data set has entries of different orders. And now some people in sales here would be able to relate. Now, someone places an order for 30, 30 this item motorcycle, right? So this particular order, someone placed an order for 30 motorcycles, 30 motorcycles, right? And then this is the order number 10, this, right? Another person places an order for 34 motorcycles too, and on. Here, 34 classic cars and everything. Now we want to know the number of orders that were placed. Now, not the quantity. So we want to count the number of orders placed for each item, right? And not the quantity. So what we do is that we're counting them. It's just like literally counting 1, 2, 3. It's just like counts if, right? Counts if the product line is motorcycle or classic car or whatever. Yeah, so that's what this is doing. So our product line is in the row and we put order quantity in values, right? Then when we put it, since it's in numbers, if some other numbers could be alphanumeric, if it sees alphanumeric, it would count it automatically. But usually what pivot table does is that if it's numbers, if it's just all numbers, the first thing that comes to its head is to sum it up, right? So it's important to change it to a count, right? So once you put the other number in the colon, you right click on the sum of other numbers and change it to, you go to summarize value by, like by default it's on sum, and you change it to count. Another way you can do it is from the value section. Once you click on it, you go to value field settings, and you could also see summarized field by count, sum, and all that. But then this is like more handy. Right click on the any cell on that column, summarize data by count. Okay, if you want to find the average, if you want to find the max, blah blah blah, yeah, there you go. I, I don't know. I hope I've been able to answer. Please let me know. Did you get
Yes,
that?
thank you.
Okay, great. So as per standard, we just sort this from largest to smallest. So we could see here that the highest number of orders were placed for classic cars, then vintage cars, motorcycles, and planes, and all that. Okay. So if we look at it, if we compare these two data together, okay, let me just put the quantity ordered also here, just for some insights, right? Quantity ordered on this other sheet too. On this other on the same pivots. Just let's take a look together because we're about getting insights. So here we see that from here we can see that the sorry, let me just change this to just for better visualization, the comma. Wow. So I don't know if I've mentioned about format painter. You could literally copy the format of a particular cell or column or set of data and apply it on one that you need to show the formatting. So number of orders lists. Um, Number of orders placed in this plane. So you see here, classic cars ordered. These orders were placed, and here we see the quantity. If you, oh, how do I think separating to be better to explain what I'm trying to do now. Let me just separate for now. This is sorted from the highest to lowest. This is sorted from the highest to the lowest here. So quantity ordered. We see here that classic cars, the orders, number of orders were 961, right? Vintage cars 607, 331, 306. So here we have planes as the one with the fourth highest number of orders, 306 orders. But here, planes, they're just like 10,720. The quantity is lower here, so there are more orders, but the quantity ordered is less. Okay, let me try to explain this further. Okay, I'm going to narrow this down to your field of expertise, right? Yeah, I know you. Okay, you work in a sales company and a customer call. Okay, let's say in your sales company, you have you sell cars, you sell all these products here. A customer calls in and says they want to order. Okay, let me just use this. A customer calls in and then they say they want to order 30 pieces of motorcycles. Okay? You create an order for it. You place this order 10107. This customer ordered for 30 pieces of motorcycles. Okay? You place the order. Now another customer calls you and says, "Oh, I want 34 pieces of motorcycles." Right? And you place the order. Now two orders have been placed, but then the quantities differ. Okay? So here you have two orders for motorcycles, but then the quantities differ. Total quantity here is 34 plus 30, which is 64, but then number of orders, two orders. So that's what we did here. Quantity of orders is like the sum of all the orders here, like sum of all the orders here is the quantity of orders. But then the number of orders created is the number of orders created. Order 10, 10, 7, order 10, 12, 1, order 10, 13, 4, and the rest of them. So that's basically what we use. So when we want to count the number of orders that were placed, we're using a count. Because if we're using sum, it's going to sum 10, 10, 7 plus this, and that doesn't make any sense. All right, so it just counts the name, the number of orders placed per item, and here we just have the sum of the quantity. I don't know if that answers the question. Any
Hello,
other
sir.
question?
Please, I have a question.
Yes, please ask Lizzie.
I'm sorry that I'll have to bring you back. But this product line that you duplicated, I've been trying
Yes.
to duplicate my own, but it's not really working for me.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
It's not really. Yes, sir.
So, how you do it, highlight, you highlight the whole table. So what I do, I click on the top and then I just highlight the whole table, right? When I do that, right click and click on copy, or you do Control C, anyone that works for you. And then you go to the right and click on it once, right click and paste. Just click on the first option. Or you can use Control V, or you can click on paste at the top left corner. I don't know, have you tried it? Is it working for you? Did you get my
Okay.
explanation?
Yes, I've copied it now, so I want to paste it now.
Yeah. Just click on the cell once, then copy it into and Control V or right click and paste.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Did it work for you?
Yes.
Oh, great. Awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. So, are we clear on the counts, on the use of counts? Yeah. Okay, Benga gets it. And yeah, I know Yinka gets it too. So now, I want us to do something. In this line, I want us to go to our first sales data, right? This first sales data. I want to know see there's a column for order ID, right? So I want to know the number of orders placed per region. Yeah, so on your pivot, I want number of orders placed. That's for the sales data one. Number of orders placed per region. Okay. So anyways, just do that, and you could send the screenshots on the WhatsApp platform tonight. We are 9 minutes to closing, so um, yeah. Did we get the question? So for sales data one,
Sorry, what's that? What's classwork?
sales data one, yeah. So the first data set, just like we've done a count of the order number, that's count of order. We could change this number of orders placed. Count of order numbers here. I want the count of orders. You know, these are also orders, just like I explained. These are different orders. See, they have the order IDs here. So once the number of orders for number of orders per region, right? Here we've done the number of orders per product line. Where we have product line here, we have count of orders here. So do the same for the sales data one data set. A pivot table showing the yeah the count of orders. So they only see the number of orders placed per region. Okay. Yes, Finger, talk to me.
Yeah, well done, sir.
Yeah, well
I
done.
actually understand everything there, but how you convert it, I think you used the formula. You said
No,
can't if or so.
my
So how you
brother,
convert it to get the count of order number?
my brother, no formula.
That's
Okay.
why where I'm getting it wrong. I couldn't convert it to get that count of
Okay.
order number.
Okay,
I
so it's
could get
showing
the
some for
remaining.
you. It's showing some for you, right? And you want to change it to count, right?
Sum of quantity ordered exactly how to convert it to that count of order number 967 607. So is that what I couldn't
No,
get,
no,
sir?
no, no, no. You're not converting sum of quantity ordered to count. You're converting, like, when I put this, notice what is here, order number. So it's the order number that I move to the values, not
Okay,
quantity,
okay.
right? So you move order number to the values.
Uh,
Then at this one, at the colon where you have the
okay,
other numbers, you right click and go to
okay,
summarize values by,
okay.
and then not sum, you click on count.
And yeah, that's
Okay.
where I missed. Yeah,
All right. So your good number. All
yeah.
right, great.
Thanks.
Yeah, well done. All right. Okay, so we'll just do one more, and then I'll take questions to sort from largest. So now let's see who our top customers are. I'll copy this and paste. Let's see who our top customers are right now. So I'll take product line away from here, and I'll put customer name here. And whoa, there is a long list. And I think our top customers will be the ones we've got our highest revenue from, right? So we're going to put sales in values. When we put sales in values, we sort it from the largest to the smallest. And of course, we right click and change the number format to currency, so that our data is in currency. Yeah. Okay, so this customer name. Okay, so now we can take do a filter for top 10 customers. And there we have it. Have we tried this out? Did we get it? Femi, sum is 100. I'm guessing that is in response to the data, sales data one. That, uh, yeah, no, no. So yes, sales is 100. I could get it. It's easily 100. I could literally highlight the whole of the data set and I'll get 100 total. So the task is to see sales per region, right? Yeah. So the count of orders per region. And I don't just want answers here. I want to see a snapshot of your pivot table that did that math, okay, with all the regions sorted. And yeah, so you could post it on the chat group. I want visuals. Yeah, anyhow you want to put it. If
Sorry,
you want to put
just
the
a
chat.
concern.
Yeah, yes, please share your
For
concern.
this for the sales data warning, we don't have order number, we only have order ID. Are we using order ID?
Semantics. I mean, yeah. So
Okay,
same
thank
difference,
you.
just different names, right?
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, welcome. So we've seen our top 10 customers here. Just rename this. I'll put a caption here. Top 10 customers. Of course, in any business, the top customers are the ones that bring the highest revenue to the company, right? So that's it. Okay, any questions?
Sorry, to get top 10 customer, we are using sort now, right?
Is it sorts?
No, we are no.
How,
Okay,
how
so
did we get how did we get top 10 countries and bottom 10 countries here? Do you remember?
yeah, there's a pop-up whatever notification when we left it, but I'm not seeing it on mine. That's why I'm
Brinker
confused
is even giving
already.
you expo on the chat box.
Okay, I'll check it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's me, I'm not giving
It's
you
not
expo.
on mine, that's why.
What is not on yours?
I'm not seeing filter
Filter on the
on my left click.
on your left click on the customer name or on the sum of sales.
On the sum of sales.
No, no. If you're using your left click, rather right click on the sum of sales, you may want to sort it from largest to smallest, but then
I've done that
your
already.
right click for the filter should be on your customer name, Yinka.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
All right, well done. Okay. Any other questions? So in addition to the other other task, all right. Please I'd want you to look into data set 2. Okay, so for tonight, this other one where I get counts of like the screenshot of the pivot or snapshot of the pivot of the count of per region, right? Of the number of orders per region in your, you could send a pivot, a chart, whatever that works. Yes, but so that comes in tonight on the chat group. Now for the pivot sales to data, for the sales data too rather, I'd want you to go through all the data sets and get out as much insights as you can get in pivot tables and yeah, share the charts just like we did for this let me see if I can just put my WhatsApp here. Okay, just like this, just open a new sheet and copy them all in, just the different insights. Share this on the WhatsApp group while you send the Excel sheets to the email address. Um, like you all have it. I hope we're clear on this. Okay, I should repeat the assignment. So literally data, sales data 2, create pivots, just summarize as much insights as possible as you can get, and as much insights as you can get from the from the whole data. Yeah, have them in pivots and share them via the email. Yeah, and the Excel sheets via the email. And by the way, all your assignments are being noted and the assignments there, yeah, they are being reviewed and all that. So yes, Mr. James.
So, please, Mr. Jesam,
Yes.
can you please repeat the clockwork? I'm really not hearing you very well because the clockwork, the sales data one that we do.
It's so noisy where
Is
you
it
are. I
there?
can hardly hear you. It's so noisy.
So that's the issue I'm having. I'm on transit.
Oh, you're on transit.
Please, can you explain? Yeah. Can you please explain back, or you just pick up back the classwork you gave for the chapter for the sales data one?
Okay, that's true. If I get you clearly,
Sales
you
one,
want a
yeah.
recap on the sales data one as assignment, right?
Yes, classwork you said they should submit before the end of today.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. So just a quick one. Did you understand the counts? It's in transit. Okay,
Yes, I did.
okay, you understood the counts. Okay. So for data set one, we basically need you to, well, I want a pivot showing the region and the number of
Okay.
orders placed per region. So count of orders per region. Just like we did count of products per order per count of products here. Here, we want count of orders per
All
product.
the
We want count of orders per region for the sales data. So we want to know the number of orders that were placed for these regions. Okay?
Okay, okay. Now, I'm the better.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions? Okay, Kenny's gonna like drop maybe do a refresh on the questions to clarify, maybe by text on the assignments. All right, yeah, and this is Sunday, so I mean by Tuesday, latest the assignments should come in, right? It can start coming in from now. I mean, the earlier the better. As much as possible, let's try that out. I'm looking forward to seeing how much insights we can get from all this data, each of us. So, the absence of any further questions, I think it's a good time to call it a night. So keep studying, keep practicing, and have a good one. Thank you, everybody.